Alright, one moment. I need to do lesson actually 4. Alright, I fixed it. Okay, so MATLAB lesson 4 is for Thursday, and you have like a uniform circular motion, and then of course animate the motion projectile and the circular so you can visualize them. For the Monday we did the what was it? Projectile, okay, motion that we did. So make sure you understand both of them. Now we're going to move into the second part of the lesson 3. And of course your textbook, this is your book problem, and you have your radius 50, speed is 10, and the centripetal acceleration is this. Okay, your formula V to the power square is a V squared divided by R is our formula we will be programming. So you get 2 meter per second squared for your unit. So the object is moving at constant speed, but velocity is still changing because your direction also changes. So that change in direction is going to create the centripetal acceleration. So this is your quick concept review, actually, not intro. Of course, your centripetal acceleration is going to always point towards the center. And I've already shown you a lot of animation there for you. And that's a key idea you usually miss. Okay, so make sure you study all your definition. I'm trying to give you the all the concept definition. And YouTube is confused because we're uploading all the animation, and I don't understand their shorts. Okay, a frame is I think 9 by 16, so I'll have to redo everything, and I'll put it back onto the video. Okay, so that would be a little bit of a rearrangement on the channel. I'm still learning about their frame and all of it, but we're not repeating. I'm not repeatedly uploading for you. It's just they're the same. It's just like they automatically take the shorts and then chop it up into the 16 by 9. So I'll have to re-upload that on the other side on the video. So make sure you try to find the visualization, okay, of your concept, because we're gonna have a concept quiz, after you come out from the spring break. Okay, so new script. Your new script is going to be named lesson 3 circular motion, and then your name, okay, and then of course you are going to put it right there. So let's just go back to our MATLAB. This is a little MATLAB, okay, and of course we started to do, and you already save it. Okay, so after you save it, we can be able to go back here, and then of course we are getting into, so let me just go ahead and go to the circular motion here. I already programmed it. Okay, I'm gonna close our lesson 2 stuff. Alright, so once you program it, all of the code, okay, is gonna show up like that. And of course we are programming each one of this, okay, slide that I give it to you. So make sure you go slow and then understand what is it that we are given. This is given, and we put that in there from the question. And then of course we have to calculate, and the formula is given how to calculate your centripetal acceleration, and your angle is going to be theta, and we are going to calculate this way, and this is your vector. Okay, so vector, we always write it in a 1, 2, 3 axis like that. Of course your circle coordinates is going to be like this. You always need the lens space, is because you're drawing it in the position like that. Okay, even though the first one is always 0, but of course you also have the other two. And then of course we will calculate your x and y axis. Your x-axis is a component, okay, and then you have this r, your radius, and then of course your cosine, theta, and your r and then sine theta is going to be the component of your force, okay, and and of course we are plotting the position, x position and y position, and then your title is uniform circular motion path. We will be printing our result with fprintf command. Okay, and we are printing the centripetal acceleration because that is what we're calculating. Okay, from your motion, a particle is going on an object or rigid body and it has a motion, and it happens to be a circular motion, so therefore we're calculating the centripetal acceleration, okay? And unit, of course, is a meter per second square. And once you program it, all you have to do is just run it, and it's gonna show up. Yeah, so this is a little position, and then of course you have an x and y, and of course this is x and y position, so therefore you know exactly how your object is moving along that path. Okay, so we can be able to visualize the circular path, and then of course your result that you calculate is your acceleration is 2.00 meter per second square. Okay, so that is how we use MATLAB, okay, to calculate almost everything and also visualize at the same time. And the next one is we want to see the animation simulation so you can actually visualize the motion. So let's just make another script and go ahead and name it projectile animation. So we are going to make another script, and then of course we are going to do the animation. So I already programmed that for you. So here is my projectile animation. And of course I am going to go ahead and close my first file because I don't need it anymore. Okay, and then of course on here is your projectile animation, and you will do exactly the same coding as I gave it to you here. Your G, V, X, and H is going to be all these values. We want to find a T hit, and we have already calculated that. Okay, we just want to simulate it, and so we calculate that in activity 1 on Monday. Okay, the same code, but the only thing is we are simulating it. Okay, instead of just printing it. So we change it to a projectile motion animation. Your axis is gonna go with this. Okay, of course, just making it a little bit bigger, so you can be able to see. Yeah, and of course we plot it with the all of the control. Okay, for your marker size or marker face color, everything that you wanna elaborate. Okay, your simulation or animation, we coded there here for the plot, so you can visualize them. Of course, here we are going to simulate that. Okay, and here is your simulation. All right, after we coded in what is animating it, it's this. Okay, so here from 4 all the way to n, and that is the only difference without animation and with animation. And we are going, see I, we are going to start from 1, and then of course we keep going all of the time that you're going to put in. Yeah, so this simulation is totally showing you every second of the time, or every time, okay, every unit of the time, how your eye is going to go. So here we're plotting little I is the data that we're feeding to the x and y, and we already know what the x and y, okay, because here is your x, which is calculated by using this, okay, and then of course we're only changing the time, and then while we're using this h, okay, 0.5, and then the only thing that changes is your time, and that time, see, look at this, okay, length of the time is the one what we are feeding the data into, so we can be able to see, oh yeah, I got the data from here, and that happens to be the time using this formula to get the output. Okay, so and we loop it, so from 1 all the way to going until the end of all of the calculation that you will get. Okay, from the calculation from the first slide. So therefore, and this is your simulation, and we are making that motion loop from the starting point 1 all the way to the end of that time, however amount that we get. And then of course here you can see draw now, and this is a simulation command, and then of course we're drawing with the x's at 0 max, and then 5 plus 5, and then 0, and then h plus 5. So this is 1, 2, and then of course 3, and then 4, okay, are in there for you. Maybe it's a little bit difficult for you to read it, but anyway, so to make the projectile, and this is how we do it. Okay, so you have a 0 max x plus, and then of course a 5 and then 0. These are space, by the way. So this is just a description of the x's in that x and y, okay, coordinates. Of course, when you run it, you're going to see it's going, okay, and of course we're seeing the horizontal distance, and then the vertical, position is actually projectiles are coming down, from there to here, from 0, okay, all the way to 30. So you can go back to your code and see that we're calculating the horizontal distance, and then of course the vertical, and that's this and this, and we got it from the time, and the time spent starting from 1 and go. Of course you can't see the time because we're not simulating that, we're just looking at the height, and that's pretty much where you will not see the time in real world. You're going to see the vertical position and the horizontal distance that it goes, okay. Anyway, so that is your first projectile animation. It's pretty easy, just to study this slide and you're going to get it, okay. Of course you have to give me that you successfully, instead of using some people are using my slide, okay, and as long as you're doing it, you will never be learning anything, okay. Grade is nothing. What you actually understand is going to determine how you do your job, okay. So make sure you actually study and actually understand what it is, okay, because MATLAB and Python is going to give you a lot of money if you actually get into it and study. They're not that difficult, okay. Alright, and then of course we are going to animate another one, and this time we're going to animate the circular animation. And of course you will make a new script and then save it with that name, and then you start coding. Yeah, the same thing. You have only 2 pages, and we have x and y, and that's the distance that we want to show. And then of course we already have a given, r is 50 and your angle is this, your vector. And then of course we are going to loop it again, for I equal to 1, and we will be putting the theta, which is the angle this time, in order for us to be able to calculate the circular. Instead of the projectile, we put the t. And here we're going to be putting the theta, so we can be able to see the x position and y position in that circular motion. Okay, of course we have x's as a reference, and then of course we use the code draw now to animate it. Okay. So right now, let me go ahead and open the circular animation file right there, and then close the projectile one. And then of course, after we program, we are going to run it, and you can be able to see your simulation is going, okay, that way. And then of course, I can make it a little bit bigger for you so you can see how, okay, that a little circle is going. And of course we're using the online version, so it is a little bit struggling right there, but it's okay. But you can be able to visualize the circular motion like that, okay. And of course it is going with that acceleration. We have already calculated the acceleration, and this is, we're just looking at the x and y positions, okay. And you can be able to see that. And of course in the graph you will have the y position and of course x position graph like that. Make sure you get this, and make sure you calculate, okay, on paper, and then you can be able to simulate. If you simulate it, you don't have to calculate everything each point, it just give it to you everything, and all you have to do it at, like this position on x, you have a y position of that. Okay, so it's pretty easy to get the answer by graphing. Okay, anyway, so your MATLAB activity homework I posted in your team. Okay, so let me go to your teams, and of course I posted here, okay, for you. Let me just let me put this like that. Okay, and you can see the student exercise, and that is the one you are going to do it, okay, over your spring break. If you don't want to do the spring break, then you can do it this week before you go into spring break, so it won't disturb, okay. And of course you can come back, and then I will give you until the Thursday, so you don't have to use your spring break if you don't want to. And then of course it is going to be due on April April 6th. Okay, so let me see this. Yeah, it's going to April 6th is going to be this guy. Okay, Monday. I'll give you until probably Thursday, April 9th. Yeah. All right, so that's it for lesson 4 in MATLAB.